Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You know, I haven't talked about it much, but I'm a huge fan of Catfish and got excited about this place called Catfish Station and up there in the Huffmeister Road area, and wanted to have them to have an opportunity to talk about their story. And I have the owner and operator, Richard Hunter, here in my studios. And Richard, welcome to the program. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Kevin.
Tell us a little bit about Catfish Station's history.
Okay. Well, Catfish Station started in the spring of 2004 by myself and Trey Thomas as a means to make extra income in a volatile job market. We started in a mobile concession trailer back before they were even popular.
Is that AKA a food truck?
A food truck. That's correct.
Don't give us that technical language here on this program. So that's cool. And how long were you in the truck?
We were in the truck for about 3 years. So from 2004 to right at about 2007, maybe the beginning of 2008.
Yep. Very good. Talk a little bit about why this particular food area. First of all, why food in general? You know, so many restaurants don't make it up to 7 years. I mean, they simply don't make it. People who go into the food field do it because they have a love for food more than they do a love for money. At least that's the impression I get. So why food as a way of making that extra money? I totally get wanting to hedge your bets financially with what's going on in the economy, but why food?
Well, I think you said it. Trey and I both have a passion for food, and what greater reward than to have a patron who continuously comes back to patronize your business simply because they love your food. So I'm a biblical person. You know, I believe where your heart is, that's where your treasure is. So we simply love what we do.
So your heart is with fried chicken, which means your heart doesn't have a whole lot of hope, my friend. But hey, you're going to die smiling. That's what I say. I love fried chicken. I mean, fried fish, rather. I love fried fish. Huge fan. I like fried chicken, too, by the way.
Okay.
I'm generally a big fan of fried in general. Just don't tell my doctor.
Okay.
But catfish is one of my favorites. My dad was a huge fan of that, so I got a lot of exposure to that. So which one was the first location? I see you've got 3.
So the first location was our drive-through location on 1960. And it's a unique location in itself. I don't know of any other drive-through seafood restaurant. In fact, when we opened the restaurant, we had people that told us, because it was a coffee shop before we opened it up as a seafood place. So we had people that constantly told us that every business that's ever been in this location has always failed. And we were just determined. You know, we were determined not to fail.
When did you open the second location?
We opened the second location last year around November, December timeframe.
And the most recent one is which one?
The most recent one is the spring location. That location just opened about 2 weeks ago.
In Kirkendall.
Kirkendall, that's correct.
Kirkendall, yeah. And I got to watch my Kirkendalls or sound like humble. You don't want to do that. You got to say it right. So, all right, very good stuff. And what would you say is unique about your restaurant as we wrap up the segment?
Well, all of our seafood is made to order. We make all of our sides. They're all scratch made. So, for example, our red beans and rice is not that box red beans and rice. We actually pre-soak those red beans 24 hours before we cook them. And that's just an example. We make all of our sauces ourselves. We have a homemade tartar sauce, homemade remoulade, homemade cocktail, and then we make an original batter as well, too, that we've been using since the business started in 2004.
I got to jump in because I'm a huge catfish fan. I grew up in Arkansas. And it's
from Mississippi myself.
Yeah, big deal, you know. And in fact, I had a family friend that owned really successful catfish restaurants in Arkansas. And I got to ask you, where do you get your fish? Because that's a big deal. Is it farm raised and that?
Right. So yes, we do use farm raised fish. We have local vendors here that we use.
And the benefit to that is that it doesn't taste as algae. You don't taste what they're because they're being fed grain and things like that. So they're not bottom feeding like they would in the wild.
Normal catfish would. Yeah, absolutely. So it's not quite as fishy.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
which is awesome. One of the big complaints people have with catfish, but I'm weird. I like fishy catfish. I like catfish that isn't fishy. I just love catfish.
You just like catfish.
Yeah, and I'm shocked. Where's our gift cards?
You know what? I've got someone bringing y'all lunch.
All right, there
There you go.
Later
There you go.
on today.
I'm that big of a fan. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming by. The website, the best one to go to, thecatfishstation.com, thecatfishstation.com. Thanks for being with us, Richard Hunter.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for
When we come back, more for you right here on The Price of Business.